happening in these markets other than just a little bit of bounce action. I do want to pull this breaking news here. We had an imbalance open up at $59,200. So we are getting pushed to the upside.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you feeling? We're going to be jumping right in here, talking about what's going on in these markets, talking about the crash. It is over. The bull run is over. We've got to discuss what's going on. We're going to be diving into this in just a moment. I hope you're all feeling good, looking good. These markets are making your, I'm sure it's making your charts quite red, your portfolios quite red, but we're about to dive into this and get into it. So everybody, drop chat if you can mark yourself safe from being a fugazi capitulating. We're getting into it right now. Hit that like button. Let's go. What is up, everybody? How you doing? The markets are absolutely bleeding. What does it mean for what is going on here? Let's go ahead and get our camera turned on. I don't know why it is not turned on. Boom, there we go. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? How you feeling? We see this absolute blood on the 2-hour chart. Let's go back to the 6-hour. I mean, melting down from June 7th all the way down to where we're at down here. And when we're looking at this, kind of interesting that we just came down and tapped a level, a trend line here from this washout, from this support washout, and then now just tapping down a little bit further. The question right now, though, is, are you worried about what's going on? It's okay if you are. It's okay to be worried. The question is, what's your strategy around what's going on? Because we got to talk about, the absolute blood in the markets, because when you look at the total three, this altcoin market is just bleeding to the downside, coming right down roughly about where the support level is on this lower support line here. It's going to get a little bit more scary if we do lose that, but the markets are doing everything they need to wash you out right now. So welcome to the stream. My name is Kelly Kellum, and I hope you all have gratitude in your hearts. I hope you're not too worried right now. If you're feeling a little overexposed, learn from it. But also, I'm going to give you some signals today that can help show you that things are maybe a little better than they feel. Zindagi Photo says, yo, Kelly, what's up? How you doing? I see you here. We also see happy birthday to Gerardo Sosa. And Gerardo Sosa says, it's my birthday, watching you from work. Shout out for everybody that is here. I hope you all had an absolutely wonderful 4th of July, whether you're in the U.S. or anywhere else in the world. In fact, if you are anywhere else in the world, let me know. Drop in what city and country or city and state you are tuning in from. Let's see how far the reach is going on right now. We got a bunch of stuff to cover today. I dropped in on the holiday yesterday. We did that the live stream. And we got to update you on a little bit of stuff that's going on in these markets, because we can see, looking at this right here, we can see we're now flirting with breaking below 2 trillion. Oh my God, it's over. It's only over if you sell while you're in the red. Use your data, use your strategies, use what we're teaching you here to look at what's going on in this market and identify that you could have seen. And where is my chart at? You could have seen multiple reasons the altcoin market was likely going to pull back. Large move to the upside. Triple top here. Kind of a head and shoulders, kind of not, but broke down into a rising wedge. And in this rising wedge, we pushed up into the fact that we got, we can draw this a little different. Pushing up, having the double top here, and then breaking down. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Goose Rabba. Let's take a deep breath and realize the opportunity is still here. The opportunity might get frustrating. You're tired of hearing opportunity. You're tired of hearing of reversals. You want this freaking market to go up. Well, a lot of people are feeling that right now. Let's go through some of the data that I'm looking at. Let's go through some of the things that I'm seeing in the market, and we can talk about what is going on. It's Friday after a holiday, and we can see in the short term, Mt. Gox repayments. It was spurred yesterday. That initial drop was on the test transactions. One of the benefits, maybe you think it's a detriment, but one of the benefits of the Bitcoin and crypto markets is the fact that everything that's happening, you can see on chain. That's why I love on chain data. So we could see the second Mt. Gox started making, are attempting to, or started to actually make those distributions, because we know which one they've identified the wallet addresses. And when you start seeing transactions go out, and then people report on that, and everybody goes, "Oh my God, it's going to drop." So people sell because they're scared. Now, part of that selling could also be after those test transactions went through, that there actually was some distributions that did go out from the Mt. Gox wallets. There will be some selling. The question is going to be how much. What I ask is, how good of an opportunity can I get? And I'm going to take it every step of the way, because there's no telling when this is going to absolutely melt faces to the upside. So while you're here now, if you're looking down below this video, if it does not say subscribed, what are you doing? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ding the bell. Your screen should say just like this. You should have this little bell rung here. And if you click on this, do all. Hit the notifications. I shared a private member stream, and if you had your notifications on, you would have seen it. And that is here in the community page. I actually shared it to the public, not just members only. So if your notifications were on, if you're checking the community posts, you would have gotten that link that we did with Drew and I on Wednesday night. So just shout out there. Now, when we're looking at this, this is not what I want to show. When we got the Mt. Gox repayments, we got Germany selling, oh, boo-hoo. But let's look long-term. We're in this to change our lives. So if our life is long, let's look at the long-term outlook. What do we see? Sony launching Bitcoin exchange. Michael Dell, guy worth about $100 billion, tweeting about Bitcoin. Public companies buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin ETF, the most successful ETF of all time. Not just one, two of those individual ETFs within that ecosystem. Shout out to Alexander G, gifted 5 BitLab Academy memberships. Big love to you. I appreciate you. Thank you for those memberships. We got Amy Lives Crypto, Crypto Maxi, Gerard Sosa on his birthday, Zachary Martin, and DubeTube, all new members here. Shout out to you. If you are a member here, if you got the beaker next to your name, drop some emojis in here, drop some chickens, drop some booms, drop some Bitcoin symbols, because we are about to get into it. But when we're seeing this, we also see state pension funds buying Bitcoin, Trump embracing crypto. It's a discussion that's going to be on the international stage when they start bringing up crypto. The more they bring it up on any of their media platforms, because he's being covered by everybody right now. Trump even said over the last few days that considering Bitcoin as a potential reserve asset for the U.S. JP Morgan, BNB Paribas, BNY Mellon bought Bitcoin. Morgan Stanley about to allow 15,000 brokers to recommend Bitcoin ETFs to their clients. BlackRock buying Bitcoin for its 3 funds. Not only are they selling it to the clients buying part of the ETF, but BlackRock themselves is buying Bitcoin as an asset within some of the investment funds, including their conservative investment fund. And we also see the FASB accounting rules. This might not make sense to you, but it is so bullish. Fair value accounting. I don't want to get into this right now, but it basically it makes it simpler and more meaningful for corporations and institutions to buy Bitcoin exposure without having to worry on how that is accounted for. You can close that door. I'm getting into it too loud here in the office. I got to close the door because I care about what's going on. Now, let's go through a couple more things here. Shout out to everybody, 4th of July. This is a photo from many years ago at a festival. I was DJing and a friend of mine there. But the American flag onesie, what can you do? Now, I just want to remind everybody, it's not all about crypto, all about money. We need to make sure that we are doing things that impact our friends, impact our family, impact our communities. And so you can't only be staring in the charts. Now, this is a real sentiment. Roly Pony said here, it's over. Crypto and Bitcoin has just become a game of manipulation. The dream is over. It feels ruined. If you feel like that, drop a 1 in chat. It's not right. It's not wrong. We have to understand the sentiments of people in this space. I'm in this space to get out of the system, to get out of the traditional system, to take advantage of an opportunity, a once in multi-generation opportunity. I am not going to let this price action shake me out. Oh my God, it's so scary. Boom. Yeah. So we can delete that now. It is scary. It's especially scary if you do not have a plan. This is one of those charts. I just actually opened this chart today for the first time. And this is something that we have been outlining for quite some time. Throw a 1 in chat if you remember me identifying this level. A lot of you are here daily, and I appreciate you. I love you. Sergio Sal says he does feel like that. Crypto Maxi says he does feel like that. But this is what they want you to feel. I've been mapping this out for you all. And we do have, this parallel channel here did break down. This rising level support, it did break down. But we saw on this other, there's a variety of different types of formations that can form over time. And so we need to pay attention to the different possibilities here. Now, on this chart right here, we can see we did lose this base. We came right down just short of finding support in this zone. Now, overnight, this actually did fall into the 53s. You can see here on the right, came down 54.7, 55, fall, all the way down. Let's see what the low was. Let's put our mouse over that candle. And then we look up here, OHLC, open, high, low, close of the candle. So when I do this and I do low, what's the low on that? 53,590 is where it dropped to. The question is going to be here. This is what people are wondering. Is this going to have a small little relief and then continue? Or is this going to push back up within, find some support, and chop sideways? And then obviously eventually move to the upside. Well, we got to go through a couple more stories to figure that out because people are feeling like this. I don't want you to feel like this. And it's okay if you do. We just, I feel like today is like the support. It's a community support grief counseling group, and we're going to get through it because people do feel like there's a recession. People are wondering how this market can go up. Is this a sign that the markets are going to break down? Well, the problem is some of the metrics show we're not in a recession because we have more money being made in different companies and the earnings reports and so on. But it costs more to buy stuff. So, of course, their profits are going up. But you all know we're spending more and getting less. So it's almost like a quantity recession while the money being spent is higher, the quantity we're getting is going lower. But there are some concerns about price going lower. What is that? Well, right here, hash price, the intrinsic strength of the network. How many miners are on? And if miners are turning off, then this suggests that they may also need to sell to maintain their business, right? If they're not making money mining, then they may need to sell, and that could add sell pressure on the market. The Bitcoin hash price has dropped into all-time low territory, reaching 44 cents per hash today. Inefficient miners are currently switching off, and the Bitcoin miner difficulty is due to drop by approximately 5.2% later today. This will actually be good news for the North American Bitcoin miners who have the most efficient mining fleets and low cost energy. They will effectively be able to achieve a higher production in Bitcoin. So there's a multi-factor thing going on here. But as these miners turn off, until the difficulty then adjusts lower, which takes about every 2 weeks. It's not by weeks, it's by blocks. But then that can it can incentivize miners to come back online because it costs less to mine. It's not as difficult, right? But as it stands right now, we are still in a bit of a quandary about further sell pressure. But where are we at? Look at where we're at right now. This is the 2016 to 2017 cycle, this black line. This light pink line here, this is the current cycle. Technically speaking, we're a little bit over where the price was last cycle. So are things really that bad? If we're ahead of the curve, if we get a further pullback, is it over? Or is it just a resetting back into an equilibrium? When you look at the structures of the past, it's not going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. It's not. But it can give you an idea based on the regularity, the patterns, the expectations, where we're at in relationship to price action in previous cycles, being that we've seen a fairly fixed regularity to how the cycle does mature over time. We're just in this boring zone. We're in this chop zone. In addition to the chop zone, we've talked about this a lot as well. This is looking at 2016, 2017, but what about looking at this time period right here? God dang it. Looking at this cycle right here, this push up. Look at this. Nice move up, breakdown. But then this zone right here, which was about 218 days of sideways chop through. Look at this. I'm looking at the dates at the bottom. The dates at the bottom are March through April, through May, into June, right? Into July and August. What do we see? We saw a sideways range. Similarly, let's go ahead and spread this out so we can see what's happening here. Let's actually go like this. We can come up here. Where is it? I can never remember where the tool is that I'm looking for. Where is the art? No. I can never remember where the steel, is it here? I don't remember. There's something you can do to basically clip this. I can't remember because I don't do it very often, but it's all good. If we take the fractal of this price action and overlay it with what we're seeing here, it's very similar. I think I have it actually on my wall. Let's go to Kellum, scroll down. By the way, if you're not following me, make sure you give me a follow right here. I have it a couple days ago. I know I have it on here. Give me 1 second. Where is it at? I tweet so damn much, it's not even funny. Can't find anything. But this is that time period, similar right here, but there's an overlay that I'm trying to show you. You know what? I don't care. You get what I'm saying. That's all that matters. We're doing a very similar sort of structure here in March through April, May, into June. Are we going to have a July, August when we consider that the Mt. Gox distributions only just got started? We may not break down. We may not break up and break past previous all-time high. We may, especially with this washout to the downside, we may just sort of work our way up, chop people out, come back down, move up. At the end of the day, we still have increasing number of channels of capital access to Bitcoin. It's going to be interesting to watch the ETF flows because, BlackRock's done a very good job of keeping this at zero. And we can see BlackRock is, everybody's selling. It's not that nobody on BlackRock ETF is selling their holdings in this. It's that they believe in this so much that they have the capital access to clientele that if there are large sells, they can be like, yo, Frank, yo, Steve, yo, whoever this big money individual or institution is, buy this up and bring it back to zero. That's what's happening. And that only happens at the call of Larry Fink or some other top level, investment advisor to make that happen. So I'm incredibly bullish right now. We're having some pressure on hash rate. Fine. We're getting the cleansing that we need because remember, we've only had about 20% pullbacks. And finally, we're getting, if we see right here from this top to this drop, that's not what I'm looking for. Measurement price range. From this top to this low right here, that's 23% move. If we go all the way down to where we're at now, we're finally getting a decently large drop in price action. And this is still smaller than all of the 8 drops that we saw in the 2016 to 2017 move. 2016 to 20, that bull market, there was 8 drops of 26 to 40%, maybe a little more than 40, 26 to 45%. Okay. And we're still right now, we're just getting within that. We're at 27% from this move. If we measure it from this level here, we're only at 25%. But let's take the whole move. And we're only just coming down to this level. There is stand to reason because this is a very tiny node. It does stand to reason that we have the possibility that the price action could fall to this level right here. I had it drawn out right here. To this level right here. See, I have this right across, which is about 47,000. But I do think if we do fall into this zone, I think that we're going to actually be likely coming down to 43,000. This is not the end of the world. Now, that would be a pretty substantial drop. That would be a drop of 41%. The question is going to be, right now. This is what everybody's trying to decipher with these big players that are in the markets now and that have access through the ETFs. Are they going to be buying up this dip in droves, not allowing this to come down because they don't see big drops like this in a very quick moving market in those traditional assets they're holding? Or is this going to roughly be about where we drop to? Is this, the bottom? If we're looking at it on this daily candle, let's go to the 8-hour candle actually. Let's 12-hour. Yeah, on the daily, I want you to notice this is incredibly bullish if we hold in the price range that we're in now. Why? Because we saw the bears take this down, and I mean, look at where this wick went to. Directly to this trend line. Directly to this trend line. This is what formed the trend line. In fact, you can come right here, 1, 2, second tool down. Come here to Ray. Boom. Put your click there, and then you just move this down right there to that next touch point, and that projects out and gives you an idea of a potential price interaction area. Look at this daily candle and look at how much the bears took this down. What's the data point we're looking at here? And this is a potential setup. It's not an absolute. Is that the bulls currently have eaten this all the way back. The bulls ate up. Let's actually see. Let's see. The bulls ate up. The bulls ate up a huge amount, $3,000 of this wick. Now, if we were to measure this from the top here down, come on, bastard. There's another 5% move to the downside in price action that this ate all the way back up into the zone. If the daily price can basically close above the bottom side of this box, then the bulls dominated the narrative. Even though the bears brought this down, the bulls basically had the majority of this candle. If this can hold here and then we get another small candle here, and then another small candle here, and this is what's interesting. If we see, this is again on the daily chart, if we see this round out and take out this trend line again, then I think that bearish impulse is likely over. But we're seeing a massive amount of downside also on Ethereum. Big, look at this candle zipped right into this area that we marked. Yes, the bears brought it back down, but then zipped it back up. If we look at this on the ETH Bitcoin chart, it's looking a little precarious for Ethereum right now in terms of its performance against Bitcoin. Why? Large impulse up, bit of a sideways head and shoulders. We broke down, kind of worked our way back up, and a bit of a rising wedge. Let's see, option T, bit of a rising wedge there. You see that? Telling us it was likely going to roll over, and it did. Rolled over, and currently we have a higher low. If we can maintain this and get back above, especially this trend line here, this channel, which you're fighting to get out of, the story's not over yet. Because remember, we still have the ETH spot ETF sometime in the days. Now, does that mean Ethereum's just going to go up? No, it doesn't. But it does mean the mid to long-term time frame outlook on Ethereum is looking great. So if we do get down opportunities, I think that's something we should pay attention to. Solana, look at this, it's fighting to stay within this larger pennant. The Solana price came down, bounce, came down, bounce, came down, deviation, came down, deviation. And look at the bulls, there's like, I want to be within this pattern. Now, if we lose that, it's not the end of the world, but it does mean that, and I talked about this last week. I talked about this as this was pushing up for a move potentiality down to this level. Look where the price came, right to 123. If we lose that, I'm looking at a zone roughly about right in here, which would be down in basically the lower hundreds, 115 down to about 110. But remember, we have strong potentiality of very bullish price action in Solana because of the institutional interest. ARK did not do an ETH spot ETF application. They did do a Solana ETF application. Or they're working on it. Van Eck as well. BlackRock is looking like they're moving towards doing something like that. Link, this has been such a beautiful zone. Bounce, bounce, bounce. This flushed out the whole zone. Bounced a little bit above it, bounced a little bit higher, rolled back over. Look at this. Bears tried to take this down. The bulls said, I don't think so. Now, are we going to get Are we going to get that price action opportunity with, and I do think it's opportunity with Chainlink coming down into this? Remember, I talked about this last week, coming down into this $9 range. This to me would be an absolute steal. And we have to consider it. Why? Head and shoulders, larger head. There's a shoulder, head, shoulder. We also had shoulder, head, shoulder, multiple head and shoulders here. So as much as I love Link and as bullish as it is, there is indication for Link that we are going to have an opportunity. And look at this. We talked about this last week too, $11 range. This came right down to it. But, potentially flushing out down to this. But the bulls are saying not yet. Is this just a massive fake out trying to scare people only to have this resolved to the upside? Because of the bullish sentiment around everything going on in terms of the fundamentals with Link, if we get a move down, I'm absolutely a net buyer. Avalanche also, head and shoulders, broke down right into the zone that we have mapped out. I didn't draw this today. This was drawn from earlier this week. Now, why is that? Because look at all this price action. Bounce, rejection a little bit below, but rejection. We came right into it. So if we lose this zone, the next level I'm watching, let me see, I'm just moving my cursor to see where this would be the level right here. God damn it. I have to, does this happen to you guys? I've got to click something 6 times for it to select it for me. I do not know why. Am I a boomer that doesn't know how a mouse works or whatever? Okay, finding support, finding resistance, finding support, finding resistance a little bit under it. But if we do lose this level, and I don't mean like we saw that really quick zip to the downside, suck back up, but we do have a call for potentially getting AVAX down here at 17. Now, does that bother me in the immediate term? I'm like, dang, we want this to go up, but I can't be emotionally tied to what happens. I just have to say, if this does happen, because look, breakdown, push up, rejection again. If we cannot hold this level, then we are seeing Avalanche at $17, 17, almost basically $18 really. See 17, this is right, 18.30, 18.10 down to about 16. This range would be a great buy opportunity. MATIC also bleeding. Look at this, lost the level. We did not get this move, but this did lose a level on this symmetrical sort of pattern we got here, pennant. This is macro. I mean, this goes back to 2021. We did lose this level. Are we going to get the move down to 40 cents? I would be a net buyer. But currently it's the market as a whole is shaking people up. Cardano also, big move down roughly into this territory here. You see this price action? Support, resistance, bounce. If we can hold with these large bullish wick, bear price action, bulls ate it back up. This currently is a hammer candle. This is a 3-day chart. Let's go down to a little bit smaller. If we can hold this level, then maybe we start working back up. But I think we're all waiting for a few more days, a bit more clarity, especially as the Mt. Gox transactions matriculate and more disbursements come out. When we start getting a data set we can look at of how much is getting dispersed and how much is then getting sold, then we get an indication of how to project what's happening. I still have a feeling we are going to get some sort of bullish run in the middle of the month. But we're just seeing things bleed. It feels scary. It feels, but that's the market's trying to get you to sell out of this. I do want to shout out, by the way, Arculus channel, powered by Arculus. Shout out to Arculus. Get Arculus.com. Use code LAB10 for 10% off. Make sure you're protecting your crypto. Make sure you're protecting your future. Multi-factor authentication, the best crypto cold storage wallet out there. Make sure. Remember, I had $30,000 taken out of my Coinbase account last year because my account got hacked. Now, luckily, I had the majority of my crypto in my cold storage solution. So you need to make sure you protect yourself. So shout out to Arculus. And in addition to that, I do want to just say, we've got liquidity above us. We have that huge delta, negative delta, meaning price action showing how many people are going short. We do see open interest dropping, which is good. We're going to be talking about this and so much more. Joshua, Jake, and I are doing a member stream in the BitLab Academy. If you are a member on this channel, if you're a BitLab member on this channel, you're also going to get access to that. I will be sharing the link. I'll set it up right after the stream because it's going to be 1 p.m. in about 45 minutes. Right here, go on the community page. Hint, hint, hint. Check this in about 20 minutes. You may have access to it if you're looking at it for a very short period of time. I'll have it open to the public, but it's going to be a members only stream. And if you are in the Discord, if you are a BitLab YouTube member, we're going to be telling you what we're looking at with the markets. We're going to be telling you what, some coin picks and also strategy and what's going on. If you are in the Discord, just make sure you just look up here where in the top where it says one event, click on that and click interested. You can also see in the members chat, I shared it here. John Dalton has been sharing some fire TA about what's going on, keeping everybody in the know, VIP charts, Corduroy, keeping people in the know. I mean, there's so much alpha in here. We still have that incredible deal going on. Take advantage of it. You can see the link right down there, lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. Sign up right now. Sign up before this deal goes away. You get 15 days free. It doesn't cost you anything. If you want to upgrade and get our indicators as well, which, by the way, if you look at the the Bitcoin price with the BitLab volume on the BitLab trading stack, I want you to notice something here. When it loads in a second, come on, baby, you could load for me. There we go. What chart was it on? I think it was 8 hour. Look at this. Order block right here, printed back here, February 26th. Price pushed up, and what has happened? The price got sucked back where not only to this descending support line, also right into this order block. You get access to this if you when you head over to BitLab, lab.bitlabacademy.com. The link is right there, lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. Once you sign up right here for the Discord to get access to all those charts, the community, the member streams, right after that, you have the opportunity to sign up for the BitLab Academy indicators. That also, with that, you get access to the course content as well, trading strategies, psychology of trading, TA, all that and more in there. So take advantage of it while you can. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to go right now because I'm going to get set up for that member stream. I will see you in there. Crypto Bad Fox says, anyone want to gift a membership to a Fox? Asking for a friend. Big love to you. I'll figure out a way. I'm going to try and get some more gifts out to everybody as well. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Thank you for being a part of the community. Make sure you have a wonderful weekend. I will see you all in the member stream. Make sure you head over to the YouTube, youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. If you're a member, you can join right here. If you're not, it'll just say join. It's like $5. You get all the emojis. You also get access to the member streams, but do that. And then make sure you head over here to this community tab right here. Keep it up, refreshing it here in the next couple minutes. I'm going to be posting a link in there. I love you all. Hope you have a wonderful day. Adios, muchachos. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for being. Adios, muchachos. See you in the membership.